really quench themselves. Damn, it is starting to rain. I've not gone far at all. I really want to get quite a bit deeper before I have to stop. I hope this rain lets up. Alright, so I had a little bit of a think of what I was going to try and say. About my journey, because I'm more of a viewer than a creator, and what happened is, as a lot of you know, a lot of bad shit came out about everyone who was a YouTube creator, because yeah, they were hiding some very, very specific bad things about their personalities. This is kind of a promise to you that this isn't all of me. Like what you're seeing here, this isn't all of me. I get really drunk sometimes. I get like deep-seated hate for video games. Not deep-seated, like I hold a grudge. And it's usually against myself because I don't think I'm good enough. There's a bunch of other stuff about me that's just terrible. But I'll only ever show you the good bits. Just try and remember in your head that the good bits aren't all of what a person is. People are weak and everything. This is really concerning me, the rain now. I'm gonna maybe shut the camera down for a little bit, walk a little bit further, just because the area that I'm in right now is really steep, and I don't want it to get, like, I don't want water rushing down the rocks that I'm trying to climb up. So yeah, I'm gonna venture forth a little bit. I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Worry! That would be a slimy death. I just kind of wanted to show you how fucking beautiful it is out here. It sucks that I don't have a wider lens so you can't all see it at once, because all at once it's just in sort of majesty. I realized what the next topic is, and it's still more YouTube. What? And I'm just kind of trying to talk about the sort of person that is a YouTuber. So while I talk about this stuff, remember that these are kind of just observations and opinions that I have of myself. So please don't get hurt by any of the things that I say, because I mean them sort of internally, and I don't truly believe that everyone is like this, but I think the type of person it takes to be, that wants to be a YouTuber, takes a very specific type of person. Originally people thought, it was nerds who had no friends and stuff and came on here to talk to people, but to make content for people to watch, you have to have a certain level of narcissism, and I believe I have that myself. Like, that's not a thing that I say lightly, that you have to have a certain level of narcissism that comes just with the territory of sort of creating an image of yourself for people to see. I believe as there are like type A people, type B people, and like all those funky ENFP ones, the Myers-Briggs test. I believe there's also a type C that wants to achieve something just from being the personality that they are. They don't want to like work for fame and stuff in the way that, well, actually, I think it is kind of the way that celebrities also work, where they have their core sort of creative thing they are, but then they also require, well, shit, now how the fuck do I get past this? They require attention and like appreciation for just being who they are. It's why there are so many like celebrity Twitters and everything that blow up. It's because people like the actor, like the creator for what they are rather than what they create, which creates like a weird difference when you are a bad person but the things you create are good, because people see good people who create good things and they expect that of you. But realistically, you don't expect your garbage man to be a good man. You don't expect your, like, a police officer to be personally have progressive, oh shit, I could just walk around the rock, progressive views or anything. You just expect that of celebrities and such because they're in the limelight. So yeah, it takes a very specific sort of person who wants to be shown for more than their art, but wants to be shown for who they are as a person. And like, there are celebrities and there are YouTubers out there who don't. There are a ton of YouTubers who don't show their face, who don't share their political views or any of that stuff. They just create the content that they do. But no matter what you do, in all of the content you create, a little bit will have a small part of yourself in it. But that's the kind of sacrifice you need to make. Holy shit! It's getting real fucking bush tumble out here now, boys. Woo. The mountain just keeps going up, which is what they do, but I'm not out of memory on this camera, and I haven't found another good spot to sort of just sit. How am I gonna get across all of this? Alright, so the rain isn't letting up at all. The water's getting quite high. This is in my path. Like, fuck. A lot of the trees around here that are look like they could be useful for holding your hand on have large spines on them. So I'm gonna try and get over this, and then if there's nothing of interest across, I'm gonna turn back. And I'll have more of a reflective segment as I'm sort of leaving and everything. I was like, man, and there are so many weird bugs out here. Man, I really don't want that malaria. I know that's not a big concern. Ross River fever is the one we've got, but fuck. Is that a snail? Alright. Alright, we're gonna go look at this snail. Scare the bugs away by going near them. What is that? It wasn't a snail, it was just a leaf. I hate everything. We'll talk more about personalities and YouTube and shit when I feel like I'm not gonna die. Why do people do this shit? This terrifies me. Wait, we did it. We didn't die. Alright, so I said that I was going to film some stuff on the way down. Now that didn't happen for a couple of reasons. One, the rain started getting much heavier. When I was walking up, I thought at some point that it had sort of stopped and that it was getting clearer. Once I stopped filming, it got much more heavy. This caused a couple problems. I had a couple slips on the way down, which was very scary. I'm very happy I wasn't carrying my camera for that point. Everything was in its bags. I slipped and hit my knee once quite badly. It's fine. But, you know, with the camera out and stuff, everything like that could have been much more dangerous. And on reflection, a lot of what I did today was kind of dangerous. I didn't tell anyone I was going anywhere. I didn't have my phone on me or anything, so if I hurt myself I would have been pretty done. As a reflective piece and thinking back on it, at some point I kind of came to the realization that the reason I'd done all of that and the reason that I was out there and everything was because I believed I could. I had the belief that I could make it out to where I walked to and back. And I think that's, in a way, both foolhardy but, you know, cool. It's a good quality to have, a good belief in yourself. There was one part that was very frightening that I think I got on film. I'll show you where it is on the sort of in the film, but I slipped down and I slipped down the rocks. But if you look at the rocks that I was walking from then that I slipped on, I could have slipped not down the rocks but to the right into the water, then being pulled by the water down across a rather large cliff face. That didn't happen, as you can see. I'm here, all good, all on top, but it did put things a little bit into perspective. The way that I think this relates to what I was talking to is that the confidence I had in myself to get out that far and back is the same kind of confidence that people need to be content creators and to put their personalities first when it comes to these sort of things. I think it's really a good analogy, the sort of trials and tribulations, the things like the slippery rocks that were, you know, it's hard to move forward in this kind of work. It's hard to move forward against a slippery rock. The creepy stones, just like the negative response you'll get to things. The sort of push back, even though I'm kind of a superstitious. I'm kind of a superstitious person. Not really, because I'm staunchly atheist, but when you get out that far and you do see rocks piled up like that, the first thing you think is like, ugh, evil vampires or killers or anything. It's all worries that happen. You gotta, push forward. And I'm happy that the reason I stopped wasn't because of the rain or because of the stacked rocks or because of the difficulty. It was that I got to a point where when I looked forward, there wasn't anything that was different from what was behind me. And I felt at this point that I'd kind of seen everything that was going on up the path. Little sad I didn't run into any nudists or anything. I know that if that did happen, the sort of film quality would have to go down, and I probably wouldn't be able to use this as a good jump off point. But also I realized that what I did say was pretty stupid, in the fact that there was a lot of rock climbing that I didn't actually expect. I thought the path would sort of flatten out. Obviously that's the stupidest idea, because I did check on the maps, and it's the way I was going was up Mount Glorious. I don't know why I thought it wasn't going to be steep, but a lot more of the ones that I'll do in the future won't be up that steep. They'll probably be along downstream, hopefully. But I think overall it was a pretty good walk and a pretty good exploration of what I was thinking about at the time. I think it's really important that I went out and did it, because I'd been thinking about it all yesterday, and it could have easily become a project that I thought about doing, really meticulously got the idea down, and then didn't do it. So I think it was really good to just think, it'd be smart if I just like record the long walk conversations that I have. And obviously I really should get some better equipment for it. Like, I'm using my Canon 700D, which got quite wet. I really should get something like a what are they called? GoPros. Yeah, GoPro. Something that I can actually like strap to myself and then jump around with. But I really want a wider lens. I talked about it when I was out there, because there's some beautiful scenes, but they were too small on the camera. Maybe I need a drone. Yeah, that's how it happens, right? Then you have 17 drones. In conclusion, that was a good one, but I think we can do better next time. Anyway, I made some lunch and some coffee, and so I'm gonna have that. Have a good time.